Alright, so welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to be learning how to get started with Figma. So the first thing you need to do is to come up to your search bar on Chrome or whatever browser you'll be using, and you click on Figma. You search for Figma, just type in Figma in the search bar on the Google search bar. So the first thing that comes up will be figma.com, or you can also go directly with figma.com. So I'm going to click on figma.com, the first link, and that loads up. Now as you can see, we are on the Figma interface, the website, and this is all it's all about. So for you to get started, you just have to come up here, right? Come up here if you already have an account, but in this case we are assuming we are newbies and getting on board. So the first thing you need to do is to click on get started for free. Click on get started for free, and we're going to be using continue with Google. So click on continue with Google, and then your account will pop up here. So I'm going to use this, the first account here, and then just scroll up to click on continue. And that's just wait for that to load. It's taking a while. Alright, so the whole thing has loaded, and just go and click on continue here. So a series of questions and stuff will be asked, right? So we have to go on to answer them. What's your name? So for the purpose of this, I'm gonna use design. Alright, let's just use the name. Let's go on to use Mukhtar, right? Alright, so let's click on continue. And how do you plan to use Figma? I'm just going to say personal project. And which role best describes you? For sure it's a designer. Okay, there's design here. Continue. And this looks like the onboarding process. Will you, for now, nobody is joining you, so you're just going to skip this for now since you're just starting out. And have you used Figma product before? For sure we're going to say no, it's my first time. And then there are a series of plans. There are like 3 plans here, right? You have the starter plan, you have the professional plan, and you have the organization plan. All of these, some are paid, but the first one is free. So that's what we are going to go for, which is the starter, best for anyone who wants to sample Figma. So I'm going to click on the starter, but if you want to use a professional, but I think since we are just starting out, we are going to use the starter. So I'm going to click on continue here. And what would you like to do first? I'm going to say design with Figma, and then what would you like? Okay, design with Figma, that's it. So finish. So this is just the onboarding steps. This is how you get onboarded with Figma. So if you are done with all of that, it will bring you up to this interface here, right? We're going to be starting from this place. So as you can see, all this place it says there is untitled, which is the file name here, right? This is the file name, and this is like the team project, and it shows we are on free mode and other stuff. So for this one, that is the title, you can double click on it to change it. Let's say first, let's say design. Let's call the file name design with me. You can call it anything actually. Design with me, right? So just tap on anywhere on the screen, and that's saved. And then there are pages here, there is file, and then there is asset. We are going to talk about that in the process of this class, because this is going to be a series of classes. After this video, there's going to be other video that goes along with it, so we are going to continue subsequently. So there's the file, there's the pages, and there's the layers. We are going to come on to that later. So while we are here, you can hear it says what this is to minimize the screen, and we are going to come up to that later. But let's go to the home screen of Figma. So I'm going to click on, but before that, if you come to the right hand side here, this is where basically your profile, you see the name we used to sign up the first time. That's the name there. And on this place is this we are going to come up to that, and it will make much sense if we do that step by step. So I want to go to the home, so I'm just going to click on this place here and click on go back to file. So this will take me to the Figma interface that I have signed up in. Now while on this place, there's a lot of things to look at. As you can see, here is our profile that we saw in the other place. We can change the theme. We can log out of this account just by tapping on this place. Log out of this account, add another account, or create a community profile. These are not what we want to do now. But if I want you to come down to this place where it says there is draft project, so on this draft, this is if you want to create, this is where I would want you to come to whenever you want to create a design, especially that the design is not going to be a project. So you are not going to come up to project to create a new design. You are going to come up to draft to create a new design. We'll go on to that, why you should use draft instead of project, unless if it's a project that you're working with someone or a team. But for personal work, I think it should be on draft. Now on this draft here, if you see, you can come up here to start a new design. If I click on it, it's equals to start a new design on this canvas. On this space here is called the canvas, right? This is where we just left the other time. And if you come back to the top right left hand corner, you can see there's the name for the design there. I mean for the file, you're opening a new file, so you tap on it. You can call it design 2. Design 2. If this is design 2, if we click on this again to go back to files, we'll find the design 2 here. Look at, that's the file we just created a while ago, right? So if I tap on it, it will take us to that file. So let's tap on it. All right, so tapping on it brings us back to the file, right? This is the file. So if I want to design, now all of this I'm just going to cancel it. We'll talk about them later. So if I want to design, I can easily come here and come to this place. Let me add something here. This is a rectangle, right? And this is also a rectangle. Let me just add up random stuffs here. So this is our design. This is what we are adding. I'm just trying to add up something on this design file. So if you want, we can go back to file. So let's study all of this here. Yeah, this is design, and this is the FigJam, right? At this top right hand corner, we have what is called the FigJam. Now, what is the FigJam? The FigJam is basically for, as you can see here, is not what we'll be talking about though, but it's basically if you want to work, this is where your prototype, your low fidelity prototype goes in. If you want to work with people before bringing the design to life, this is where you sketch up your ideas and stuff. So going back, and then we have the slides. This one is for creating presentations. If you want to make presentations and stuff, this is where you do all of that. And going back, you may not, we are not discussing about this for now. So we have the buzz here, but this Figma buzz is basically for social media managers, right? It's basically for social media managers. So as you can see, you have the Instagram post, you have the Facebook post, X post. If you want, it's just like Figma. It's just like what's it called? It's just like Canva, where you can actually easily design stuff, and just instead of taking you out of Figma decided to bring up this here. See, you can add up things, bring things. You have your elements, you have and so on here. This is not why we are here. Just to brush over this. We'll come back to them subsequently. And there is the Figma site, which is only available for the paid version. I think this is the Figma site, so we are going to come back to it later as well, but it's basically used for people that want us to build website and stuff. And then there's the Figma Make, right? What's the Figma Make used for? The Figma Make is basically like an AI where you can just describe something you want and it makes it comes to life for you. So let's say, for example, I might say design and e-commerce website, right? I think this is wrong, spelled wrong. Design an e-commerce website. So I'm just going to click here, and although this is going to take a while, it's going to take a long time to create. So just to show you guys how it works, I'm going to pause this video and wait for it to load. Why? Alright, so this took a while, alright, but it is done. and this is the website. You can see, and sweet thing is it even adds some animation. You can see that it even adds some cool animation. Look at the card. These are the cards. Wow. So you can see this is Figma made with AI, make with AI, right? You can see how beautiful this is. So this is how you use Figma make, right? See. So this is how it makes. This is how Figma works. All right. So going back to that, let's go back. All right. So we are back to this place now. If you see at this point, all the look at the designs we've created before here, right? Look at the design 2. Because we've named them, we can actually locate them here. We have the design 2, and on this place we have what is called the trash. But before then, I think we have the projects here. So if you click on project, so on the project, you see you can actually create a project here with a theme or just you yourself. So on the project, you can create certain number of projects, not unlimited numbers of projects. So before now, I've created this project. If you look at this here, so to create a project, you can click on that plus sign there. So that will help you create a project, and this is the project we have just created. So if you take this back, we have two projects here. So if we try to create another project, it will ask us to upgrade. So for the free version, you can only create limited numbers of projects at a time unless you upgrade. So we have the trash here. Now on the trash, these are where you move in deleted items. So if I come up to my draft here, I can right click on this here, and then you can see the move to trash here. So if I move this design to trash, if I go to my trash, we'll find design 2 there. It's in trash now. The same way, if you come here, you move any item to trash, they will be moved from here to the trash, right? So you can find that item here on the trash. So what else do we need to look at? The recent. Now on recent, these are the things you have worked on or have your activities on this place. As you can see, these are the activities. This is when we move this to the trash and so on, and this is the e-commerce website and so on. These are our recent activities, and then we have the community, right? So on the community, you can see active work, that you can see works that other creators have done. This is where you can actually look for design inspiration, or maybe if you want to build an e-commerce website, you can come here and say e-commerce. These are e-commerce. Okay, let me say to education website. If you want to build an education website, I'm just going to tap on that, and you can see all other education or e-learning website that has been designed, or mobile app that has been designed. Look at them. So you can actually come to the community here, and you see other designers creating works and dropping on the line for you to get inspiration from. So this is basically all about the Figma, not all about Figma interface, but for the onboarding process for this video, this is all we are going to be talking about for now. But in subsequent video, we are going to talk more on the onboarding process and the step-by-step guide to become a UI UX designer using Figma. So if this is something you like, please like and subscribe, because more will be coming up your way. See you in our next video.